From Dunlap Valley Middle School. It's a beautiful Thursday afternoon, and it's time for some girls soccer. Springtime has rolled around, the weather has gotten a lot better, and we're finally able to hit the pitch. Welcome you into this afternoon's broadcast. Tonight's game brings you the Normal U-High Pioneers and the Dunlap Eagles. Should be a good game today between two teams that went to super sectionals last year, looking to find that same success again here this year. Good evening, I should say, everyone, and welcome into tonight's broadcast. I'm Jonathan Michael. Alongside me is Paco Alonso. Join us in the booth for first time. Paco, should be a great game between the Pioneers and the Eagles, two teams that had lots of success last year.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a beautiful afternoon for some soccer today, John. So I'm excited to see these two teams, and we'll see how that goes.
Getting the starting lineups right now for both teams. We'll run through them for you. We'll start with the visitors from Normal U-High. At their forwards, they have number 2, freshman Ava Crabtree. Number 4, freshman Aubrey Belota. Number 16, a sophomore Liz Nelson. Number 7, a sophomore Maya Lanier. Number 10, a freshman Lena Esparza. On defense, you have Lily Miller. Number 11, a senior Marissa Lopez. And number 13, Cecilia White. Number 14, Scout Minert. Number 17, and Eve Whitelow. Number 21. And in net for the Pioneers, number 1, Grace Grotkin. A sophomore will be between the pipes for the Pioneers here tonight. For Dunlap, they'll roll with Elise Grant, a sophomore, joined by Abby Gleason, Devin Davis, Katie Sell, Gabby Shutback, Izzy Seipold, Kate Robertson, Riley Anderson, Isla Price, Ava Graber, and in net will be Alex Jensen, the junior keeper for the Eagles. Paco, we had 2 players that we were keeping an eye on before this game, and both of them happen to be sophomore midfielders.
Yes, no, both teams got to be careful with those players. They can create danger on both sides of the field, so you just got to keep an eye on those two.
Those 2 players we're talking about are Maya Lanier, number 7, in white. She's a varsity returner for U-High. Their leading returning goal scorer from last year. Put up 8 goals and 5 assists. And on Dunlap's side, we're looking at Devin Davis, number 15, a sophomore midfielder, scored 2 goals against Normal West in that draw between the Eagles draws Normal University, 2 wins, 3 losses. So both these teams haven't quite came up to their success from last year, but it's still early in the season, Paco.
Yes, no, you're right. It's early in the season. Both teams want to get an extra win to add to their record.
Too high. And Dunlap and now Dunlap will keep it. It's headed away there. And now Dunlap will keep it. It's headed away there. Now a scoring chance for Dunlap. It goes out of bounds. There'll be a throw in here for the Pioneers. Lily Miller tosses it in. There you see our camera. It's on field level tonight. One of the first times we've ever seen that for any sport here on Clutch Sports Media. Obviously, this game being played at Dunlap Valley Middle School. It's where the Eagles play their home soccer games. At least the girls team does. And now Normal U-High here near midfield. They'll play it back and get their offense all set up. There's Lopez with it momentarily, but now taken away by the Eagles. And here comes their first real offensive attack of the night. But then now for Dunlap, it's Grant. Tries to get it in the zone, but off the leg of a Pioneer. And here comes Ava Crabtree with it now, but now back to the Eagles. Crabtree, the younger sister of, at least we assume, younger sister of a Normal U-High Pioneer Adriana Crabtree last year. Again, don't want to assume that they're sisters, but, you know, at the very least, they're probably at least relations, maybe cousins, potentially. And the Eagles work with it again. And now here comes a big scoring chance here for Robertson along the right flank. And it'll be a throw for the Eagles. We'll see what they set up here. Baco, in this sort of situation, a throw in It's not too far from being a corner. What's kind of the strategy? What's the goal right here?
You want to have your tallest players all the way. Ooh, they almost got it.
Almost a chance there for Dunlap. Uhi able to clear it momentarily. Now Davis gets at least a foot on it and goes out.
No, yeah, but what I was saying is you got to have your tall players in the area and just try to get the ball to them, and hopefully they'll score.
Yeah, we don't have official heights, at least right now, but at least for Dunlap, looks like one of their taller players might be Abby Gleason, number 1. She's got the yellow armband, so she's captain for this Eagles squad. Here comes the corner kick, and almost in for the Eagles. They still keep it on their half. Before the ball squirts back toward midfield, it'll be Riley Anderson to reset, and it goes back to the keeper, Jensen, in neon wearing number 0.
Yeah, the Dunlap Eagles here with the first few clear chances to create danger.
It's been mostly Eagles with possession so far in the first about 5 to 10 minutes or so. And potentially another scoring chance brewing. That one looks like it goes off the foot of Davis. And back to the Pioneers near midfield. Uhi looking to build on that scoring opportunity that they had. They got a throw in deep in Eagle territory. There's a pass, and now controlling it is Belota, the freshman. Before it's taken away and back down to the near side. Almost seems like you're right on the field there with us from that camera angle. And this will be a throw in here for the Eagles. Ava Graber tosses it in. Was off the foot there of Minert. Right in front of him. What a look. Field access.
Can't get closer than that.
Not very much. I don't think our cameraman tonight, Patrick Huber, will be on the field, but he'll be about as close as possible to it. And Eagles still with it now along the far side. Cross in towards Robertson. She's got a chance one-on-one, but blocked away. That is kicked out of bounds. It looks like that'll be a throw, but just barely, almost a corner for Dunlap.
The Dunlap Eagles getting closer and closer to scoring, creating pretty good chances here in the first 5 minutes of the game. We'll see if they can get it.
This will be an opportunity here, a big throw-in. And it's off the upper body there of an Eagle. Didn't see who that was. It might have been Seipold. And she's got it now. She'll try to reset, but turns it over. Now back to Uhi, but only for the moment. Now back to Seipold along the far side. Crosses it in towards Gleason, but that was unsuccessful. And now here comes Uhi the other way. Dunlap doing a good job of controlling the ball. Paco, what have you seen from Dunlap's passing so far?
So far, they're doing a great job passing the ball, and I think one of the things that they're doing really good is they're playing with 3 centers on defense, and that allows them to have an extra player on top, and that's why they're successful when pressuring the ball, and they're getting every single ball.
It's a good point. The offensive attack certainly been giving time of possession in Dunlap's favor. Now here's Robertson with it. She's been busy early on. And now here comes Uhi. We'll see if they can even just get it across midfield. Dunlap's, again, that strong play there forward has been keeping the ball in the right half of the field so far. Off the defenseman. Now here's a chance for Belota. Kicks it in. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick coming here for Dunlap. About a couple minutes gone by to this one. Glad you're spending your evening with us here on Clutch Sports Media. First girls soccer game of the year we've been able to come out and do. Last year, both these teams were very strong. Normal University, the reigning 4th place team in the state in Class 1A, went 16-9. And last year, Dunlap, 19 wins, 3 losses, and 3 draws. They fell to Peoria Notre Dame in the Super Sectional. Now it looks like a throw will be coming here for the Pioneers. It's number 14. Cecilia White with the throw. And kicked out there by Jensen. We'll see who gets the header there. It's Dunlap. Now Robertson again over to Gleason, and we'll see if they play a little two-man game. Now it goes up to Grant. He tries to keep it in bounds, and looks like he just lost control of it, and he'll turn it back over to the Pioneers. And there you might be hearing the voice of Dunlap head coach Peter Senek. He's been very successful here in his time at Dunlap. His two members of the Senek family has played for the team and had great success as U-High tries to manufacture a scoring chance here. Now Davis over to Robertson, who heads it. Now back to Grant. Dunlap last year had the Peoria Journal-Star Girls Soccer Athlete of the Year as Grant nearly just kicks it away. Sammy Senek for the Dunlap Eagles, now playing for the Illinois State Redbirds. Also Sierra Senek playing for the Illinois Springfield Prairie Stars, UIS. Both those two Senek sisters staying in state. A little bit of a tongue twister there. It's like Normal University almost had a chance there a couple of moments ago. Paco, I don't know if you saw anything about what led to that. Looks like they'll kick it down here. Looks like it'll be a free kick here coming up for Dunlap. Sent across off the head there of Gleason. Neither team really able to establish possession for too terribly long right now. Baca, what are you seeing? At least, have you seen anything here from Normal U-High here in the early stages?
Yeah, no, they're trying to get the ball. They're pressuring the Dunlap defense. But Dunlap's doing a good job trying to keep the ball. They try to keep possession, and we'll see if that lets them or allows them to score, or if the Pioneers can pressure and then get the ball from there.
It's potentially a chance here for the Pioneers. Now off the foot of Davis along the far flank, race to the ball. Who wins it? It's U-High and Lena Esparza. A little confusion there on who's going to get the ball, and now Dunlap with a scoring chance. Gleason kicks it in down to Robertson near the box, and that one will go out. And it looks like it'll be goal kick coming here for the Pioneers. Good defense there to force that ball out of bounds, and especially off the foot of Robertson.
Yes, number 10 couldn't quite get the touch there, but
looked pretty close, at least from this angle. And we're up here in the press box. Our cam rapper, Patrick Huber, down there on field level. So maybe a little bit of a worse angle, at least down at the edges of the field for the camera. But we're up here at our little perch here at Dunlap Valley Middle School. A whistle here that'll looks like it'll result in a throw for Dunlap. Ava Graber tosses it in. And Dunlap again with it now. And a strong kick there from Scout Minnier. Goes off the leg of Robertson out of bounds over to U-High. Wondering what that click or that shutter might have been. Paco Alonso, ladies and gentlemen, is up here in the press box calling the game and also taking pictures at the same time.
Yes, John.
I think that's the first time in CSM history that's ever happened.
I think that's the first time. We just gotta make it work, you know? That's what we're here. So.
Indeed, Paco, usually the man behind our social media posts and most of our pictures that you see on our social media accounts, but figured out he's a soccer guy. We'll bring him into the booth here this evening. And still scoreless here, about 20 minutes into play here between Normal University and the Dunlap Eagles. Looks like it'll be a throw coming in on the far side. We'll see what Pioneers set up. You toss and up to Belota. She's been busy on the offensive end. Here's potentially a chance. Now Lanier. Now back to the Eagles, and Jensen will reset. Goal kick.
Got to be careful with those balls because the keeper was really close there.
There's been a couple of times that Jensen is seemed pretty calm coming and approaching the ball, even though the Pioneers bearing down right on her. There's a chance in the first couple minutes that nearly resulted in a U-High goal. Dunlap had a decent chance or two down at their end of the field as well. I don't think any official saves have been recorded by either keeper. No shots on net, at least to this point. But some good opportunities nonetheless. Dunlap half, good pass up to Elise Grant. And here come the Eagles. Out about a 4 or 5 forwards. They're streaking down the field, but the ball will land safely in the midst of Grace Grotkin.
Bit too hard, but good intention nonetheless.
Right idea for sure. As sub comes in here for Dunlap, it'll be Savannah Lewis, number 7, the senior forward. Will check in. She'll come in for number 10. I believe that's Kate Robertson checking out. So Lewis gives Dunlap a new potential scoring threat after Robertson's been busy here in the early going. And U-High was getting ready to throw it in. Officials whistled the play dead. It looks like it'll stay with Dunlap. Eagles' schedule so far this year started off with a loss at Richwoods, who's been one of the best programs in the Peoria area this entire year. Lost that one 1-0. And a scoreless draw here at home against Normal West. And that 2-2 draw at Moline and a 2-1 win at Limestone. Substitution for Dunlap. Zoe Council comes in, number 25, the senior forward. So Peter Senite getting into his bench pretty early on here for Dunlap.
You got to take advantage of that, John. You know, in high school soccer, you're allowed to do more than one substitution, and players can come in and come out as they want. So you got to take advantage of that and try to get, whenever a player's tired, try to get them out and try to get the fresh ones in.
It's a good point, Paco. And again, I'll admit I watched a little bit of soccer, but usually mostly during just the World Cup. But let's say in FIFA or international soccer, for example, what are the allowed number of substitutions?
Yes. Each team has 5 substitutions, and once a player's out, they can't come back in. That's
Exactly.
Of course professional soccer, but
Yep.
for high school soccer, the rules are a little bit different.
That's certainly good. It'll need a little breather, come right back in. Sort of like basketball a little bit. And that one goes, and it'll be a throw in for Gleason, but officials whistle it dead there. It will be U-High ball, it appears. There you see in the hair there of Savannah Lewis a purple ribbon, and Sure, some of you viewing at home, maybe even most of you viewing at home may know the reason behind those purple ribbons. Those are to honor Dunlap's former teammate Tessa Sutton. Here comes a scoring chance, or in fact, one of her best friends, Tessa Sutton's Devin Davis, sets up a chance. Good chance there for Savannah Lewis, just a bit far outside. But a good chance nonetheless for Dunlap. But Tessa Sutton, I'm sure as many know, a local girls soccer player here for the Dunlap Eagles, was a midfielder for them who was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer, unfortunately passed away recently, and obviously the Dunlap soccer team, just huge loss for them, huge loss for the Dunlap community, just the entire Peoria community. It wasn't even just Dunlap who started to take Tessa under their wing and just reach out with all sorts of support for the Sutton family, who obviously want to extend our deepest, thoughts, prayers, and condolences to them from Clutch Sports Media. Chance coming up here for Dunlap. And we'll go out. It'll stay with the Eagles, but Paco, we also saw during the basketball season as well. We saw, some Dunlap girls basketball games. Almost every team that they played brought them some sort of gift, wore some sort of T-shirts in support for Tessa. All sorts of money that was raised. Lots of just good things being done in the community to remember Tessa, who was such a bright light to this Dunlap community, and ultimately this soccer team even more. Regardless of how the season, though, will go for the Eagles, it will be special. Every game, it's certainly they have Tessa on their minds, and we playing for her. Now, when knocked out of bounds, it'll stay with the Eagles. Physical play there between Ava Graber and Aubrey Belota. Now, right in front of you, you got Abby Gleason coming in your living room. I mean, she was right there. Elise Grant now with it for Dunlap. Had it taken away by U-High's Lily Miller, one of a couple of varsity returners. And now here's Belota pushing up the field for U-High. Tries to cross it over to Cecilia White, but ultimately goes too far out of bounds. And it'll be Dunlap sticking with possession here. And U-High with a takeaway there. And it's cleared down there, and UI will take possession. We'll see if they can get going. Haven't gotten much yet so far. It's a couple of just small scoring chances as we approach about 18 minutes left to go here in this first half. Clutch Sports Media, all one word, on Instagram as well, and Clutch Sports IL on Twitter. This one is be handled by Jensen. It'll set up for another goal kick. Nice day here at Dunlap Valley Middle. Pretty windy, pretty stormy the last couple days, Paco. Some tornado threats in the area. I know we had some over the weekend, some late last week. As now here comes Elise Grant for Dunlap. We'll see what she can get going. Goes off the foot of a Pioneer, but kept in off the foot of Gleason. And U-High looks like they'll just try and save it. Whitelow keeps it from going out of bounds. That probably would have been a corner for the Eagles, but instead they'll give it a throw. It's a few feet away from the near right corner. And there you see the acrobatic throw. It's sort of that front flip. Scoring chance for the Eagles off the foot of Grant. She was right there. Now, and lofted over there by Robertson, who's back into the game. But that chip shot was just a little bit too high. Dunlap is just knocking on the door, Paco. So many close scoring chances.
Yes, no, that's the best chance so far. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Floodgates haven't opened quite yet for the Eagles, but the opportunities have been there. As they'll reset it. Jensen, risky play here, wide open net for Normal U-High, and it's a goal! Aubrey Belota takes advantage of the wide open net, and her right foot is true. Normal U-High, just like that, takes a 1-0 lead. After that, had barely any scoring chances the entire game, and just like that, all it takes is one aggressive play, and they take the lead.
You know, John, that's the beauty of soccer. You can be dominating the game, but one mistake will do it. And in this case, it was a defensive mistake that the Pioneers were able to capitalize on.
Oh, with just under, I should say, 16 minutes left to go here in the first half. Normal U-High is taking the lead after Dunlap has, and they've got another one. Paco, I didn't even see that one.
Wow.
Hell, it was Aubrey Belota, potentially. That might have been number 2. I gotta admit, I was resetting our scoreboard camera. Wasn't really expecting another goal.
What a shot.
Well, Aubrey Belota
Off the post. Yeah, no, that was a great shot.
banking it in. 2 goals in about a 15-second span or so for the Normal University High Pioneers. And they've set the Dunlap Eagles into a state of shock, Pac. I mean, it's one thing to give up a goal, especially in the way that they did after that aggressive play there from Jensen, trying to take that ball herself. And that one goes off the foot there of Crabtree. Looks like she won't be able to keep it in. But
Yeah.
Dunlap was they were in the driver's seat for all this game, and all of a sudden now they're down not just 1 goal, but 2.
Yes, we'll see if they're able to respond.
This one will be handled by Jensen with on you in a short period of time. What's sort of the mindset, for Dunlap, and what's sort of the strategy? What do they try and do to maybe get themselves out of this hole, or at least give themselves some more chances?
They got to stay calm, John. One or 2 goals is that you start to freak out, start to, just throw the ball. You stop, having possession of the ball. But if they can keep possession and start building the plays like they were in the first couple of minutes, they might have a chance here.
We'll see what the Eagles do to respond. Under 15 minutes to play here in the first half. Here's Esparzo with it, or I should say Robertson for Dunlap. Number 10 on UI is Lena Esparzo, one of their midfielders, freshman for the team. Throw in here for the Pioneers, goes off the head of Bellotta, and boy, Dunlap's got to keep an eye on her now. She's got the ball and dives in front of it. If there was any trouble there, number 16, Liz Nelson, was ready there for cleanup duty. But Jensen puts it away, and now Dunlap takes it the other direction.
Yeah, now U-High is the one having the clear chances. We'll see if they can score the 3rd one.
Here's Gleason now trying to get things set up. That pass was a little bit too far out in front of her, but Dunlap will still control it. Now on the near side, it's Graber giving it to Savannah Lewis. And Lewis lets it go. It'll be a throw in here for the Eagles. It'll be a Graber there to throw it right in. Or not, a substitution. Izzy Seipel substitution will come in for the Eagles, and she'll take the throw. Gets it in there to Davis and goes off of her foot a little bit too hard. And back to the Pioneers. Looks like we have a Pioneer trying to tie her shoe there. I believe that might be Liz Nelson. Indeed it is, but what a job by the U-High Pioneers Paco scoring 2 goals in about 15 seconds, both from the same player after Dunlap just controlled pretty much the entire game up to that point.
Yeah, no,
Just
as a coach, that's the ideal position that you want to have. You know, right now, if I were the U High coach, I would try to stay solid.
that one handled there by Grace Grokin. Again, apologies if our feed sounds a little choppy. We're trying to cycle through some technical difficulties here. Try and get that fixed for you all watching at home. Potential chance. See if the Eagles can take it away. Now goes back to the Pioneers, but now Dunlap has a chance to set things up. Looks like we're a little bit better now. That one right off the top of the net. Sorry, Paco. I didn't quite see what was going on there for a couple seconds or so. Looks like there is a potential scoring chance there for the Eagles. It just flew a little bit too high.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty good chance. It was just a matter of centimeters, to be honest, or inches in your case.
Not too far off. That's been the story of the half for the Dunlap Eagles, who coming up on their schedule, they have a sort of a busy weekend. They got games both tomorrow and Saturday on the road in the far out Chicago suburbs. They'll play Caneland tomorrow, and then they'll be at Sycamore on Saturday. Substitution for Dunlap as Zoe Council came out. They'll stay here with the Eagles. They've had lots of throw-ins from about that same spot today. Has some decent opportunities. Here's Robertson, and ball spinning. Now Gleason chips it over their head. Potential opportunity here, but Grant couldn't quite find it. That's defense there from Robertson. It sort of looks like she forced Marissa Lopez to sort of just kind of kick that one away, and I'll keep it with here with the Eagles. And now it looks like it'll be a corner for Dunlap. That ball ricocheted off of a Pioneer, so a big scoring chance. It'll be Devin Davis, sophomore midfielder who we talked about. Scored 2 goals against Moline. Big player in this one here to take the corner. Gleason near the goal. Everyone else is going to get a running start. That one headed up by Uhi and kicked back out. Well, Dunlap keeps it in the zone. Nice leg there from Seipold, but it deflects off. She'll fight for it again. And now there is shutback number 2. She takes a spill. Now that maybe is this the chance for them? Davis nearly had it. That one kicked out. It looked like that may have been Esparza. Now Uhi seems to have ended the threat. Sort of like last couple days, Paco. I'm sure, I don't know if you've been watching the news when the storms have came through, but when they tell you that the tornado warning has expired, well, that same sort of relief has been apparent for normal Uhi whenever they extinguish a Dunlap scoring chance.
No, yeah, I agree.
Paco, I've always wanted to ask you, and I know you're from, you're from originally from Guatemala. Has there ever been any tornadoes
Yeah.
in Guatemala, or is that just an American thing?
No, John, we don't have any of those down there. Yeah, the reason is because the city is surrounded by volcanoes or mountains.
How
So
about that?
so basically, when a tornado tries to get into the city, it just
Eliminated there by the
dissipates.
mountains.
Yeah.
You got a little wall. You got
Mhm.
Earth's own natural wall there
Yep.
around
Yep.
Guatemala City, I believe is the capital, correct?
Yes, correct. That's the capital.
I always knew that being good at geography as a kid would pay off somewhere down the road. Wasn't
Yeah.
good at much else besides that.
Yeah, no tornadoes down there, but we do.
Oh, and here's another chance for Balada.
Wow.
The hat trick in the first half, and it comes off another 50-50 ball with her and the Dunlap keeper, Alex Jensen. First half hat trick from Aubrey Balada, who's just a freshman for the U-High Pioneers. Have an evening, Aubrey. My word.
Incredible talent, and it's two of those goals came after mistakes, but it's all about, you gotta run, you gotta chase the ball, and if you chase the ball, you're gonna get it. So
Yeah, great hustle there. That ball really could have gone either way, and Balada was just a bit faster. Alex Jensen, on the other hand, probably wondering, boy, if I just would have maybe second-guessing herself, wondering maybe if I just would have charged it a little bit more or maybe hung on to it another time here or there. But Aubrey Balada, first half hat trick for the U-High Pioneers, and their lead is now pretty comfortable. And really puts a lot more pressure on Dunlap. About 5 minutes to go before the halftime whistle. Dunlap will get a opportunity here. Devin Davis. Or rather, so that was Riley Anderson trying to get things going. Nothing much doing, and a long kicked outside of the back touch line. And now here comes Grant. Tries to force it back inside. See what she does to try and pass the air. Just kind of lofts it up, and Gropkin has got that one saved.
that was a good shot, but the keeper was there. So
I believe that may have been the first shot on goal, technically, of the game for the Eagles. They've had a couple other shots that have came close, just been deflected. Now we're approaching about 4 minutes to go here in half number one. Now here's Davis with it, trying to keep control for the Eagles. U-High, despite their 3 goals, Paco, again, if you're just tuning in, really haven't had any sustained attack offensively. It's just been kind of short spurts. It's been right place, right time, but it's not like they've really been living in the Dunlap half of the field.
no, not at all. I feel like their strategy is just to let Dunlap have the possession of the ball, and they're gonna wait for the right moment, and then once they get the ball, they're just gonna counterattack and try to get. That's how they scored the 3 goals. So it's been working. We'll see if they keep playing like this or if they change it for the second half.
It's like a big cat, take your pick of, chasing its prey. It's waiting, and then they'll just pounce. That's what the Pioneers have done so far this evening.
And it's working, so.
I say the Pouncing Pioneers have a pretty nice ring to it. 3-0 here in the first half. Dunlap looking to get a late goal to the halftime lead, or deficit, I should say, down to 2. Nice job there by Shutbach keeping it in. And off the chest there of Esparza. Try to cross in there by Gleason and just a little bit too far. And I'll result in another goal kick for Normal U-High.
Number 6, Madison Allen. For your Eagles, number 21, Ava Graber.
And substitution for Normal U-High, Madison Allen will check in. And Ava Graber will also come in for Dunlap. And along the far side, it'll be a throw headed away there, looked like, by Cecilia White, one of a couple of freshmen on this U-High team. You look at their starting lineup, a couple of freshmen on it, including Crabtree, the star of the game, Aubrey Bellata, Lena Esparza, Cecilia White, all freshmen for this U-High team, which is trying to replace some of their senior talent that they had last year, including Allison Heller, who had 19 goals and 19 assists. Bree Cardre, 18 goals and 18 assists she had last year. And also Alyssa Brown, 16 goals and 9 assists. So doing the quick math, that's 53 goals and 46 assists.
That's some
That
offensive power
normal,
they had.
that normal U-High all graduated last year. So, it seems like, maybe going into the year, some people might have thought that, it's maybe sort of a, rebuilding year, but they're out to prove that, this isn't a rebuild, they're going to reload. And U-High's obviously had some big wins this year, 7-0 over Champaign Centennial, and they, earlier this week actually, back on Monday, they took down their inner city rival, Bloomington Central Catholic, 8-0. So that's sort of feast or famine, though. They've also lost to a conference foe, Glenwood, 4-1. And they lost to the Rochester Rockets, 3-0 back on Tuesday. It's also been a busy week for normal U-High Paco. They had games on Monday and Tuesday, obviously playing here today. And tomorrow they go at Normal Community. They'll face the Ironmen. So a busy week for both teams.
Yeah, no, definitely. I remember playing soccer in high school, and I don't remember playing that many games.
Weather cancellations obviously have a good reason to do with it as the buzzer sounds. That wraps up the first half of play. A first half hat trick from Aubrey Bellata. Two of them coming on wide open nets. And the normal U-High Pioneers have came in to Dunlap and taken a 3-0 lead against their non-conference foes. Paco, overall, first half takeaways, what did you see overall in a general sense from both teams?
Overall, I feel like Dunlap dominated in terms of possession, but U-High was just accurate and they were efficient when it came to scoring the goals, and they took advantage of their chances. And so far, they're winning 3-0, and that should be good for them. And they're probably going to play a little bit more defensively coming up in the second half. We'll see how that goes.
Be a big deficit for Dunlap to come out of. We'll see what Devin Davis, Kate Robertson, and the Dunlap Eagles have in store for half number 2. We'll take a quick break here. We're glad you're with us here on ClutchSportsIL.com. Again, Jonathan Michael here alongside Paco Alonso, who's for the first time ever doing color commentary and taking pictures. We're having some fun over here in Dunlap. Hope you are as well. We'll be right back here the second half in a couple minutes. You see that timer there on the right portion of your screen, and we will come back shortly before the second half gets rolling here on ClutchSportsIL.com. And welcome back to Dunlap Valley Middle School. Getting ready to start the second half here between the Normal U-High Pioneers and the Dunlap Eagles. Normal U-High got a hat trick in the first half from their freshman forward, Aubrey Bellata. Two of those came on 50-50 balls between her and Dunlap goalie Alex Jensen. Even though Dunlap is played like the better team for most of this one, they're facing the big deficit so far. There you see the Eagles getting some wind sprints in. They warm up for the second half. It's getting a little chilly out here at Dunlap, Paco. Our camera operator, Patrick Huber, came in here asking for another layer, and thankfully I brought another one. So it's about, I want to say, mid-50s, I think, when kickoff of this game. But I think since then it's dropped a little bit. It'll probably be in the higher to mid-40s.
Maybe 30s. We'll see. But yeah, that's the Midwest for you right there.
Well, the good news is warmer temps, I think, seem to be on the way. I'm no meteorologist, but I do happen to check my Weather Channel app pretty frequently. We'll see what they say is going on here at Dunlap right now. 48 feels like 47. We're a little bit warmer up here in the booth. Looks like it'll be mid to high 60s the rest of the weekend. So get out and do something fun on Easter weekend. Maybe have an Easter egg hunt if you have some younger family members in town. Maybe go for a walk, do something outdoors.
Yeah, no, it sounds like we're going to have some great weather this weekend. So yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go out and do something with your family.
I'll tell you what I've been looking forward to doing, Paco, here is Dunlap now going right to left. I'll go back to U-High. I've been wanting to go out and hit the golf course. Watching the Masters today really got me in the mood for that, and it seems like every time I watch the Masters, I'm like, boy, I think it's time I need to go out and swing the clubs. Haven't been able to do so yet.
Oh, I know you love golf. You're one of the few guys that I know that can't go without golf. But yeah, I'm sure watching Tiger Woods was definitely.
Oh, that was a lot of fun watching Tiger play. He had a couple real good shots today. If you're a golf fan, he shot 2 over 74 at Augusta.
Yep.
Dunlap here will get a chance to maybe sink the equivalent of a birdie or an eagle putt. Scoring chance here, the free kick coming from Elise Grant.
There's a pretty good chance for the Dunlap Eagles.
Normal U-High will build the wall with 3 of their players. It looks like that's made up of Crabtree and Esparza and one other player. Didn't quite get a number there, but the kick sails high and goes back to Normal U-High. Back on the topic of golf, Paco, I love regular golf, but one thing I may love even more than that, especially because it's cheaper, is a big mini golf fan.
Mini golf? I'm a big mini golf guy. Because the thing is, I would go golfing with you, John, but there's only one problem, and it's I can't hit the ball. So
we can go mini golfing sometime, Paco. I'd be all right with that.
No, yeah, mini golf. I can give that a try for sure. It's easier than golf.
Definitely. Maybe we'll head over to Mount Holly Mini Golf. Not too terribly far here from Dunlap. It's a fun course. I'd definitely give it my recommendation if you're looking to maybe get out and do something fun. I'm sure that's open. Dunlap putting together a pretty good scoring opportunity here, keeping it in their half of the field like they did most of the first half. Header there from Katie Sell, number 20, the sophomore midfielder. And it's eventually cleared out by U-High's Scout Minert.
And there he goes.
And here's another chance for the Pioneers. Bellata off the iron. Almost goal number 4 for her. And
that would have been the poker.
It would have indeed. That one eventually will sail out of bounds right by our camera operator, Patrick Huber. But what a strike there from Aubrey Bellato, who's just been such a force offensively, almost carrying the U-High offense. Haven't really mentioned many of their other scoring threats. It's just been Bellato, Bellato, Bellato. Say that 3 times quick.
Yeah, no, she's doing a great job stealing the ball from the defenders and almost got the 4th one.
On the topic of intersecting soccer and golf, Paco, fun fact, there's an old type of golf ball. We're talking about over a century or 2 ago. Type of golf ball, and I forgot exactly what it was consisted of. I think there may have been feathers inside of it, but it was called the name of the ball was called a Bellata ball. I kid you not. You can go ahead and look that up.
I am no history major, but I'm gonna have to trust you on that one.
I am pretty sure about that one. So if you don't think soccer and golf have any similarities, try again. At least this game. Now U-High tries to cross it in. Looks like that may have been Bellata trying to cross it in. It goes out and will stay here with the Pioneers. 35 minutes and ticking here in half number 2. Eventually Dunlap is going to have to get on their horse a little bit. Nice strike there. Deflects off of an eagle, and Jensen will reel it in. But if it's any hope for Dunlap, Paco, it's the fact that normal UI showed that you can score 2 goals in 15 seconds just like they did back in the first half.
Yeah, no, that was impressive. Last time I saw a team score that quick was Barcelona, and it was 3 goals in a matter of like 5 minutes. So
I know you're a big Barcelona fan, Paco Alonso, a big supporter.
definitely, yeah, but no, I haven't seen 2 goals in 15 seconds. I think that's a first for me.
One thing I found interesting about European sports in general, Paco, is, obviously everyone knows FC Barcelona as a soccer team, but it's like an entire sort of sports club. It's almost like a whole program, sort of like obviously these high schools here, and they offer a variety of sports. I know they have a basketball team, and
That's correct,
I think
yeah.
there's a couple other sports as well too, if I'm not
Yeah, no.
mistaken.
They have women's soccer, men's soccer, basketball, volleyball, handball. It is
Handball's a
whole
fun
program.
sport to watch.
Yeah, it is a whole program.
Now here comes Devin Davis for Dunlap. Nice shot there off the leg there of the keeper. And it goes in. That's a goal. Looks like that was Abby Gleason for the Eagles. And just like that, Dunlap back on the board.
There it is, John. We knew the Dunlap Eagles were going to have a chance. Here it is, and they took advantage of it. Those balls are hard because whenever the ball bounces before it gets to the keeper, it's really hard for the keeper to know where the ball's going to go. So unlucky for the keeper here, but the Dunlap Eagles took advantage of it and scored. So
That ball is sort of a short hop there on the keeper, Grace Grotkin, and she was, I don't know, maybe potentially would have been just to, go to her knees and just kind of, duck and cover over it, but went off of her shin, and Gleason, again, just right place, right time. That's really how 3 out of these 4 goals today have been scored.
yeah, no, high-scoring game today. We'll see if the Dunlap Eagles can score 2 more to tie the game. There's still 33 minutes left, so they have
Plenty
time.
of time. Dunlap so far this year is averaged just over a goal per game, 5 goals in 4 contests. They've only allowed 3 goals. Or I should say Dunlap has scored 4 on the year. They have allowed, actually, now that I look at it, they're at an even goal differential, 4-4 coming into this one. Normal U-High, on the other hand, they've had their fair share of goals. They've scored 16.
And allowed.
And they've allowed, we're
7.
doing math
8,
here, ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen. That's 4, 5, 8.
Yeah.
The running joke is, some people may have heard on CSM before, is, we're a bunch of sports commentators at Bradley. We're not known for our math.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of goals scored.
Now that-
It seems like whenever they win, they do by a lot.
Dominating fashion for sure. This one, if they were to hold, it would be their closest victory so far. Scored opportunity there from Grant was extinguished, and now the other way here comes U-High, but it'll be taken in by Dunlap's Isla Price. Now Davis up ahead there to Seipold and taken away. Nice pass from U-High. That was Esparza up. Your teammate. Here you see Peter Senek asking Devin Davis, who kicked the ball to balance. She said, "What's that?" She said, "I missed." Love the honesty there from Dunlap's Devin Davis. Again, both of Dunlap's goals against Moline up in the Quad Cities. It's not too long ago. Now here comes U-High. Good cross there from Whitelow. Finds Bellotta. That one is kicked out, so Dunlap will get a goal kick here. Another chance to brew a scoring opportunity with about 30 minutes to go here in the second half. Looking ahead for both teams, again, we mentioned Normal U-High. They play tomorrow at Normal Community. After that, they'll have a home game against Herscher, followed by a away game against a conference foe, Decatur Eisenhower. Dunlap, after their trip to Canelan and Sycamore, they'll be back here next week for home games against East Peoria, Geneseo. Opportunity here for U-High. That one squirted out wide. It looks like, initial looks like that may have been Scout Minert that had the chance there for the Pioneers.
Dunlap U-High starting to create some damage again. The Dunlap Eagles are going to have to try to keep them scoreless in this second half to have a chance.
And U-High hasn't exactly, parked the bus, as we sometimes say. Now here comes Price in traffic, trying to find something. Grant hustling for it, but eventually it's cleared out there by the Pioneers near midfield. Taken in there by, guess who? Aubrey Bellotta. She's with it now, has it taken away, but Normal U-High retaining possession. Grant had an opportunity there for a split second until the doors closed.
Great give and go there by Bellotta.
Good defense there for Dunlap, and pretty overall. You see those 3 goals, Paco, and you may think that Dunlap maybe hasn't played their best defensive game, and I don't know, maybe Peter Senek would say the same, but they, at least to my eye, haven't played a bad game defensively. Just a couple crazy opportunities that are kind of came out of nowhere, but for the most part, Dunlap has kept U-High away from any extended trips down their side of the field.
You're right, John. Dunlap's playing pretty good defensively the second half. The first half was different, but it was just because of small mistakes that happen. We'll see if they can keep it.
Now here comes Grant, I should say. And she tried to keep it in, and it looks like it'll be a Dunlap corner. Another opportunity here, 27 minutes to go. Again, plenty of time for the Eagles to try and come back. Again, it will be number 15, Devin Davis, to take the corner. Kicks it in, looks like it's going towards Robertson, or rather Seipold, but U-High able to clear it. At least for the moment. Dunlap can still set something up. 50-50 ball there taken by the Pioneers. Now back to the Eagles. Now comes up the field. It's Isla Price. She's been a little bit busier here in half number 2. Nice clearance there from U-High, and Dunlap will reset. Again, Dunlap had the possession for, I would just throw a number out there, Paco, maybe 65 to 70% of this game.
Sounds about right, John. Yeah, they have had the ball for the majority of time.
Now Davis up to Elise Grant. Seems like if something's going to get started for Dunlap, it's going to probably at least get started off the foot of Grant. Now here's a takeaway. This potentially could be the chance. Diving save there by Grace Grotkin, keeping potentially Dunlap's second goal out of the net. As Grotkin's second, I should say, first real save of the game.
And the Eagles are forcing some mistakes. So they're going to have some
certainly are.
chances.
Gleason up to Grant again. Nice pass over Gleason. Tries to go top shelf, just a bit off. Dunlap is right there, and they've been right there for most of the game. Just not quite. Pair of subs come in for normal U-High. 6 and 18
U-High substitutions.
come in. That's Madison Allen and Addison Donovan, and Aubrey Bellata and her teammate number 5 comes out. That's Kinley Mitchell. We're looking for a name on her. She's a JV player, also playing in the varsity game as well. That one cleared out there by Shutbach. That was a great opportunity that Dunlap just had there from Gleason. A sort of a score chance that came from a little far away, but she put a good strike on it. Now Davis up to Robertson. A little tussle there for the ball, and whistle blows. Looks like it'll be a foul there on Dunlap. Ball will go now back left to right.
Yeah, John, and we've seen a pretty fair and clean game so far. No yellow cards, if I'm not wrong. So far, both teams playing really clean.
I was going to say, Paco, I was just about to make that same point. It has been a pretty clean game. Not really many fouls, no bookings of any sort. 24 minutes left to go here, and Dunlap's 5th game of the year, normal U-High's 6th game. And both these teams went to super sectionals last year. Normal U-High, 4th place in the state in Class 1A. Dunlap plays in Class 2A. They fell to P&D in the sectional title game. They beat P&D in the sectional title game. And they lost to Lyle Bennett in the super sectional game. Interesting fact, Paco, as I was looking at this, was so in the super sectionals last year, Dunlap beat Peoria Notre Dame 3-2, and the year prior they had lost to P&D 2-1. As get a good look there at some Dunlap players getting ready to check in.
It's quite the rivalry, then.
And for normal U-High, they have a rivalry with a Notre Dame of their own, except it's not Peoria Notre Dame. It's Quincy Notre Dame, because they lost to Quincy Notre Dame in the semifinal of state last year, but they also lost to Quincy Notre Dame in the super sectionals the year before. So both teams, a pretty good rivalry with a Notre Dame school, 2 of the more prominent ones in the state. There's Peoria Notre Dame, Quincy Notre Dame. There's I believe a Notre Dame up in Niles, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. There might be a couple other Notre Dames that I'm maybe forgetting about, but those are the ones that come to mind. Obviously, P&D looks to have another good squad this year. And their boys team was a state champion last year. Free kick coming here for the Eagles. It is Isla Price to take it, and it's headed there by Katie Sell. Opportunity here for Gleason, turns around. Couldn't really see where the net was. She expresses a little frustration there, and it'll be U-High ball.
For U-High, number 3, Grace Yoder, number 4.
And coming in for
For your Eagles, number 7.
Dunlap, Savannah Lewis will come in. And Zoe Council will check in. Pair of subs also come in for U-High. Looks like one of U-High's players, Ava Crabtree, may have had a bloody nose. She'll check out. And the goal kick coming here from the Pioneers. Bellata off of her head, and here comes another chance. It's 2-on-2 with Bellata racing out in front. But good defense there by Riley Anderson. That one just shot over the net. Another close chance there for U-High, and we've had lots of chances for both teams, Paco, that have sailed just no more than maybe a foot or two over the top crossbar of the goal.
Yeah, no, this game has had plenty of chances for both teams. So we'll see.
Take a minute to reset our scoreboard cam here. A little bit of a tight setup here at Dunlap Valley Middle School, but I'm glad to be out here. It's been a nice place, nice crowd on hand tonight. Good game. I can see the clock again. About 20 minutes to go here in half number 2. Now Price with it. Tries to find Grant, who battling for position. Now Grant has the opportunity. Tries to maybe play a through ball there up to Izzy Seipold, although it was intercepted there by the keeper, Grotkin. And takes away the scoring chance, but that's the type of chance, though, that Dunlap would like to see. Maybe hope that U-High maybe makes a mistake and gives him at least another goal to put him in position to at least maybe draw.
Yes, no, Dunlap definitely controlling the midfield. They're just missing that last touch.
Neither team really been able to have too much, or I should say too many players on the offensive end. Usually when it's been big scoring chances, it's only been maybe 2 or 3 players at home, and they're going up against, 4 or 5 defenders. So really the defenses have, as crazy as it seems, score being 3-1, defenses have sort of been the star in this one. A couple of chances on both sides, though.
Now U-High will have a pretty good chance to score.
It's like didn't see if it was a corner or a throw. It looks like it will be a corner. I'll try and get a number in. It's far in the distance there. I'll try to see who that is.
I think it's number 4.
That was number 4. That would be Bellata. And a chance here for U-High. That ball sails just a bit to the right. And goal kick here from Jensen. Time winding down on Dunlap, but still enough to potentially mount a comeback. Is there a point in the game, Paco, where you just kind of sort to say, well, maybe not forget about, but maybe only send 2 or 3 defensemen back and just send a bunch of players up trying to maybe have larger numbers on offense?
No, definitely. If there's like 15 minutes left and your team's down by 2, you probably want to have more people on top to try to score, but that means you're going to give the other team space to score. So it could go either way, You can try to score, but that just means you're going to have less people on defense and they might score the 4th one and, basically ending the game.
I was going to say a 4th goal for U-High would seemingly put the nail in this one. But, if you look on the other side, if Dunlap scores, then you got a whole new ball game. And now here's a chance to Gleason. Pass up there to Grant. And looks like Dunlap will have a chance here. Nice defensive play there by Whitelow. Grant, I think maybe one of the fouls, some contact there, but great defense from Eve Whitelow, the sophomore defenseman for U High, taking away at least the worst of potentially the scoring chances there for Dunlap. U High with it. Giving up there to Addison Donovan, and now on the far side, running is Scout Minert. And it pass, it looks like, didn't quite see who they were looking for. Looks like they were looking for Grace Yoder, number 3. Haven't called her name much today, but she's a junior defenseman, varsity returner, and scored a goal last year for Normal U High. And long pass there from Pava Graber goes a little long, but recovering it is Kylie Sullivan, number 8 for the Dunlap Eagles, but taken away momentarily, and a little bit of a lousy pass there, and U High gets it back and sends it back down their side of the court, or the field, I should say. What am I saying? And I see some substitutions come in. Both number 10s come in for both teams. Number 10 for U High is Lena Esparza. Number 10 for Dunlap is Kate Robertson, who was busy back in the first half.
And John, when you hear number 10 in soccer, that usually means danger. So we're going to have to keep an eye with these two players.
I was going to say Robertson and Esparza have played pretty good so far here today. Robertson a couple scoring chances, and Esparza really helping fortify the middle of the field for the Pioneers. Good deflection there. That was Robertson. Almost led to a potential breakaway there from Kylie Sullivan, a freshman for the Eagles. Now battling for it is Riley Anderson. See the chatter starting to pick up a little bit at ground level. Under 15 minutes to play here in this one. Dunlap with 3 shots on the night. And Normal U High with 4. They've gotten 3 of them to go. 2 of them have essentially been empty net goals where Jensen got pulled out chasing the ball, and Bellotta just essentially beat her to it.
Yeah, Bellotta taking advantage of her physicality. She's fast, and in both of the mistakes, she just took advantage of her physicality.
The speed as well, and outraced Jensen, knew a couple of those balls. It's like play is going a little bit of a halt there along the far side. Looks like maybe chasing down a ball. It'll be a throw in here for the Pioneers. That one goes in to Bellotta. Kicks it back, and no one home there in the center of the field for U High. Here comes Dunlap the other way.
I don't know about you, John, but I feel like Dunlap has given up the possession of the game, and it's just trying to play what U High's been playing, try to force a mistake and take advantage of that.
Obviously, Dunlap would love it if U High made a mistake, but it's kind of a dangerous situation because then you kind of wait on them to try and get a nice block there from Shutback. Looks like she just sort of fell to the ground. Not sure if it was intentional or not. Either way, it blocked a shot. Strong leg there. It looked like that was Bellotta yet again, and
that was a brilliant defensive play, because if that goes through, that means
Chance
danger.
here for Dunlap. Now coming down the field. It's Zoe Council, number 25, crosses it in, and Grotkin brings it in for U High. She was looking to maybe have a teammate there. She just had maybe one person kind of there on the left side of that box to maybe alter the direction of that ball and keep Grotkin off balance. Could have been a golden scored opportunity there for the Dunlap Eagles.
Yes, John. It was pretty close. They were just missing the last touch, like they have been in the past few plays.
Game for U High.
Lise Grant comes in for Dunlap. Checking out is Izzy Seipold. Devin Davis also back in for the Eagles. And U High will take a throw in here. It's Cecilia White, the freshman defenseman. Nearing 10 minutes to play here, and Dunlap is going to need to find an answer if they want to find their second win or the third draw of the season for them so far. U High, with a win, would get back up to 500. After they fell to their conference foe, Rochester, back on Tuesday. This will be a goal kick coming here from Dunlap. Alex Jensen, the junior keeper, will set it off into the night. Started this game, it was nice and sunny. And right around halftime, there was a beautiful sunset. Now it's just the floodlights and black sky. Is a little bit past 8 p.m. here in Dunlap. Eagles trying to get a comeback here against a non-conference foe. Substitution coming in for U High. That will be Maya Lanier. Talked about her to start this game, Paco, a potential impact player for the Pioneers. Again, a sophomore varsity returner with 8 goals last year. That's the most of any of their returners. Again, she's been pretty quiet, though, today. It's been Aubrey Bellata, the freshman, stealing the show.
Definitely.
Here comes Elise Grant. How many times have we said that today? And nice defense there. That one taken away by White. White passes up to really nobody, but Dunlap will let it go out, and they'll take a throw in here. Now officially under 10 minutes to play. Devin Davis tries to get back her head. Now it's over to Grant. The one-on-one game there with Whitelow, who's played some good defense today. Grant tries to throw it in quickly. Nana's got to move fast. They want to have a chance to get things going here again. And that third goal really hurt them, Paco, because you're down 2-0. It's a little bit easier to come back from. Obviously, not easy per se, as U High has a chance here. Bellata is in the area. But I think there's a difference between being down 2-0 and 3-0 as Jensen brings in that kick there again. Didn't quite see who that was.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's a difference between being down by 1, by 2, or by 3. When you're down by 3, it's kind of tough. But the Dunlap Eagles, they have been battling, and they have 8 minutes left. So if they want to make something happen, they better score in the next few minutes.
I was going to say, regardless of the result, there's lots to like from Dunlap so far tonight. The passing's been good. Ava Jensen's been pretty good in that, aside from those 2 times where she made a calculated gamble, and it fortunately didn't pay off for her.
Yeah, no. The result or the scoreboard doesn't reflect how well Dunlap has been passing the ball and keeping the possession.
Definitely not, although give credit to U High, though. Haven't had much, but when they have had something, they've taken advantage of it.
Yeah,
Dunlap gets a throw. Looks like we have a break player tying their shoe. Pioneer trying to shoot there was Bellata. Clock will stop for the moment. It looks like we're all ready to resume play. It'll be a throw in here for Price. Finds Davis and almost turns it over right away. Now here's Robertson. Now back to Price. Right there in front of your camera pretty much. Front row seat of the action tonight for Clutch Sports Media. Header there from Price. Now over to Devin Davis, who hits the floor as he hits the grass, but free kick coming for Dunlap. Head coach Peter Senek says to hold on. He wants to set up his offense, and it'll be Price to take it. Strong right foot line drive. Ultimately, it bounces off the foot of Esparza of U-High, and there's a handball. I believe that's our first one of the ball game so far, Paco.
Yes, no, that's the first one. The referee's not going to give her a yellow card because, of course, there's no danger in that zone of the field. So
now Price will get another free kick. This one a little bit closer to the net. Got to have that feeling that if Dunlap wants to potentially take the lead or tie, they got to get one here. 6 minutes to go. Probably not going to have many more big scoring opportunities. A nice job there by Normal U-High, just clearing the zone. See what Jensen tries to do. She'll give it a big swing of the leg, and nice find to Elise Grant. And a Whitelow spins her around, and before finding Mitchell, that one will go out of bounds. And this one looks like it'll be a throw in here for U-High over now to Mitchell. Davis takes it away. Dunlap on the charge again. Robertson now over to Gleason. Grant chasing it, but Grotkin is going to get there before her. And that will end another little scoring threat there by the Eagles. Anything stood out to you in the last couple of minutes between these two teams, Paco, from either side?
No, U-High is just trying to keep the ball as far as possible from their goal, and it seems like it's working for them. They're just making sure to clear the ball at all times. Dunlap's just trying and trying and trying, but at this point of the game, it's kind of hard when you have the other team just clearing the ball every single time.
Ball there in the far corner, and it will go to U-High. Could have almost been a corner for Dunlap. Substitutions come in. Into the game will be Izzy Seipold, Katie Sell. And for U-High, it looked like that may have been Liz Nelson checking in. Now under 5 minutes to play, and Dunlap has got to go. Got to get one, and then they got to find another one quickly after that. They want to avoid the loss here on their home turf. Again, things just changed so quickly in this game, Paco. It seemed like Dunlap had scoring opportunity after opportunity in that first half, and you're wondering, how is this game still scoreless? And just like that, it was 2-0, and it wasn't the team that you would expect to be up 2-0.
Definitely not, John, but that's just how soccer works. Sometimes you can have possession, but if you don't score, it just means nothing.
Normal U-High may say, well, that's the beauty of the game, and Dunlap, they might tell you the other story. They might say that's the ugly side of this game. You can play much better than the other team for most of the game, but still end up taking the defeat. Is Gleason. An opportunity here. Looks like she's got Seipold, and that one will be a corner coming up for the Eagles. They got to get set quick. Approaching 3 minutes to go. And it looks like it will be Davis, who's been their corner kick specialist. Their teammates get a head start. Seipold runs towards it, but it's headed away. And now here comes Bellotta just screaming after that ball, giving Graber a run for her money. But Graber does get possession. But it went out. And it goes back to U High. And Paco, that scored opportunity that Dunlap really needed, because now things are looking much tougher. So we approach 2 minutes left to go here. Again, not saying it's impossible, because U High scored 2 goals in 15 seconds, but if you're thinking of the odds, percentages, it definitely drops it quite a bit. So it's skied in the air, and now off the foot of White. Here comes Seipold, and she couldn't keep hold of it. Now under 2 minutes to play, and White will throw it in along the near touchline, and we'll go back to Dunlap. Maybe the last gasp for them. Here's White, tries to have some fancy footwork, but it turns it over. And the ball now near midfield. Throw-in goes to Robertson. They battle with it along the far side. The referee whistles. It'll be a throw-in for Dunlap. And it goes out again, back over to U High. So definitely not what Dunlap wanted here in these last couple of minutes, Paco. It seems with all these balls going out of bounds, it sort of interrupts your flow, interrupts your rhythm a little bit. Not really able to get anything set up, really, for an extended period of time.
Yes, no, John. The reason why there's additional time in professional soccer is because of that. Because of players, losing time with the ball or when the ball's outside. That's the reason why there's additional time. Unfortunately, for high school, that's not a rule. So as soon as that clock runs out, the game will be over.
And, for Dunlap, obviously they're probably hoping that, boy, I wish this was a, professional where you got some stoppage time and at that level, coach, may say just try to keep the ball in bounds because, stoppage time makes you sweat. Even just as a viewer watching from home, the only person in that whole stadium that knows when the game is going to end is the head official. He's keeping count on his stopwatch. It's not the case here. What you see on the scoreboard is how much time is left, and that time is about to run out after this throw-in from Cecilia White, and that will do it from Dunlap. Normal U High holds on to a 3-0 halftime lead. Dunlap gets one in the second half off a goal from Abby Gleason, but it's not enough to overcome the first half hat trick from Normal U High forward Aubrey Bellotta, the star of this game. Great game by both teams. Paco, U High comes away with a 3-1 win, and they move to 500 on the year. Dunlap drops to 1-2-2 on their 2023 season.
Great game by both teams. The Dunlap Eagles didn't give up, tried till the end, but it helps when you have a goal scorer like Bellotta. So.
Yeah, it certainly helps. Again, just the right place, right time. Aubrey Bellotta, keep an eye on her. Just a freshman for this U High Pioneers team, and she's the difference in this one. Again, good job by the U High defense, keeping Dunlap to just one goal despite them threatening for most of that game. Got to give a big shout out to Grace Grotkin, the sophomore keeper, in her first year starting full-time for the Pioneers. Played a good game in between the pipes, and Normal U High will take the about an hour bus ride back to the Twin Cities, and it'll be a happy one. They go home with a 3-1 victory over the Dunlap Eagles. So that about wraps it up from Dunlap, for my broadcast partner and our photographer, Paco Alonso, doing unprecedented double duty here in the booth. And our camera operator, Patrick Huber, braving the elements. I'm sure his teeth are chattering, or maybe he's got some goosebumps right now. He's pretty cold out there. I'm sure he'll be coming in the door any minute, waiting to warm up. And for all of you at home, thanks for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. It's been a presentation of Clutch Sports Media. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Stay tuned to our social media for any schedule announcements that we'll have coming up here, hopefully sooner rather than later. So again, that about wraps up from Dunlap. U High over the Eagles 3-1. So long, folks, and have a great evening.